true nature of thought. In Buddhism, our thoughts are broadly divided into two types. One is the constant inner voice that chatters about the near past, the present, and the future. The other is the stream of images replaying memories from the more distant past. In other words, what we usually call thinking consists of internal dialogue in the form of sound and visual images in the form of memory. The problem is that we automatically identify these thoughts as me. We protect them, hide them, justify them, and defend them, believing they define who we are. But this identification may be one of the greatest illusions of human life. Buddhism, meditation psychology, and modern neuroscience all suggest that thoughts are not the self. They are automatic mental processes designed primarily for survival. What we call the ego is this invisible system of defense, constantly generating thoughts to protect the body and maintain identity. But the true self is not the producer of thoughts. The true self is the awareness that observes them. This is why we often describe life as a battle between me and myself. In reality, it is the tension between the ego, which is rooted in physical survival, and pure awareness, which simply perceives. It is a silent conflict between the instinct to protect the body and the consciousness that sees beyond it. Imagine the vast ocean as universal consciousness. Each human being is a wave rising on its surface. For a moment, the wave appears separate from the ocean. Yet in essence, it has never left it. The ego is like a wave fragment that believes it is independent and desperately tries to preserve its form. It fears dissolving back into the ocean, even though that return is its natural destiny. From birth, we rise like a wave, grow, peak, and eventually fall back into the sea. We call this movement life. But the ego resists this natural rhythm. It clings to form, identity, and permanence. And its primary weapon is thought. Thought creates anxiety about the future, replays pain from the past, and disturbs the peace of the present moment. This does not mean that all thoughts are wrong. Thinking has allowed human civilization to flourish. But the problem arises when we mistake thought for our true identity. This confusion multiplies fear, anger, insecurity, comparison, competition, and attachment. Interestingly, the ego summons negative memories far more easily than positive ones. This is a survival mechanism meant to detect danger. But in modern life, it becomes chronic anxiety, self-criticism, and emotional suffering. That is why ancient traditions called this inner force the demon, while Buddhism named it Mara, and Christianity symbolized it as the devil. Even Zoroastrianism's cosmic battle between good and evil can be seen as a metaphor for the conflict within human consciousness. The New Testament says, "Our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against invisible spiritual forces." This may reflect the same inner struggle between unconscious mental reactions and conscious awareness. When all these perspectives are integrated, one truth becomes clear. Thoughts and memories are not who you are. They are survival programs of the body-mind system. You are the awareness that notices them. The body is the instrument through which pure consciousness experiences human life. But to the ego, the body is everything. So it sacrifices peace, freedom, and clarity in order to protect it. As a result, the ego even suppresses the very awareness that allows authentic experience. When we understand this structure, we begin to step out of slavery to thought. We no longer need to fight or suppress thinking. We simply stop identifying with it. We use thought consciously when needed, but we do not emotionally react to unconscious mental noise. This separation is the beginning of freedom. Not controlling thought, but realizing that thought is not you. This is awakening. It is the moment when the wave remembers that it is the ocean,